Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And the Pittsburgh Steelers got two quarterbacks on the cheap in Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Of course, they got Russell Wilson for a minimum contract because the Denver Broncos still had to pay him so much money for the upcoming season. Well, it worked out for a decent amount of time. They did make the playoffs, although the Steelers did fall off at the end of the year. No one really gave them a shot against the Ravens in the playoffs, and that's what happened. Russell Wilson did take the job from Fields, and the Steelers were winning nonstop once he first got the job, but it was a downturn in their play at the end of the year, and reports are that the Steelers would only bring back one of the two if they decide to bring one back. Well, of course, if you haven't heard, the Las Vegas Raiders have hired 73-year-old Pete Carroll to be their next head coach. Which quarterback is Pete Carroll known for coaching in the NFL? That would be Russell Wilson. So this is via Michael David Smith of Pro Football Talk. Pete Carroll, too early to say if Raiders would consider Russell Wilson. So the article goes on to mention Russell Wilson indicated his first choice this offseason re-sign with the Steelers, but could another option for Wilson be Las Vegas? New Raiders coach Pete Carroll, who coached Wilson for 10 years in Seattle, was asked that question on the What the Football podcast, and he said it's too soon to tell. It's so early, and we're just in the midst of trying to find the puzzle pieces, not even putting them together yet, so I can't even say free agency hasn't come yet. I promise you, if you're a real competitor, you're not letting options get away from you, Carroll said. So yes, mentions that the Raiders still have Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell under contract for 2025. Not exactly the most hope-provoking options for Raider fans. Of course, they signed Minshew to a two-year deal last offseason. Got benched, two or three times last year. Aiden O'Connell, they both look like high-level backups at best, but not really guys who should be starting quarterbacks. So, yes, Russell Wilson has a lengthy history with Pete Carroll. His whole time with Seattle, excuse me, getting a word cold, spanning from 2012 to 2021, all with Seattle. We see that he had a 104-53-1 record, 37,059 passing yards, 292 passing touchdowns, 87 interceptions, a 101.8 rating, led the league in rating once, passing touchdowns once with Seattle. Of course, him and Pete Carroll did win a Super Bowl, made a second. Of course, one of the more controversial ones because everyone thought Marshawn Lynch should have gotten the ball. Instead, Russell Wilson threw an interception, not allowing them to repeat as champions. So what are your thoughts? Would this be a good move for the Raiders? Consider me someone on the fence, especially since Wilson is 36 years old, and let's be honest, the past 3 years really haven't been his best football. He started off this year great. I actually read people writing out maybe he could get a Baker Mayfield like contract, which is 3 years, $100 million. I can't foresee him getting that after the team went, I believe, lost 5 in a row, including their playoff game. And Wilson really didn't perform all that well in any of them. But what do you think? Also, keep in mind the Raiders have, what pick do they have? I want to say the 6th pick, and that might be too late to select Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. Yes, they have the number 6 pick. So, unless they trade up, they might not be able to select a quarterback in the first round unless they really reach for, like a Jalen Milroe or Jackson Dart. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video. Hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.